Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What's happening, ladies and gents? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it is politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. So, my friends, on today's conversation, we got a little bit about everything. Let me tell you something. MAGA is truly having the time of their life. And I'm not talking about literally. What I'm talking about here is they are having the biggest meltdown ever. I mean, MAGA is against each other, which I never thought I would say, but MAGA is literally at odds amongst each other. Why? This whole Epstein list. They are furious because you know what? They were promised the list since day one, and all of a sudden it's under hush. It's now you see Donald Trump and his followers and his administration saying, "Oh, this is a hoax. This was created by the Democratic Party." Really? This was created by. Here we go again with the blame game, the pointing the fingers. I mean, dear God, how many you're running out of options, so you can't blame everybody. Eventually, you're gonna have to take ownership of your wrongdoing. You're the one that said we're going to we're gonna get over this case, that case, the Epstein's files. Look, even your own freaking FBI director, deputy FBI director, everybody said, "Oh, they're hiding something. Oh, it's hiding. There is a list. Oh, you darn right, there is a list." Yet they get frustrated when they're like, "List? What are you talking about? Oh, that's just a hoax from the right. That's just a hoax from X, Y, and Z." Like, come on. Like we were born yesterday. Look, Turning Point USA is founded by far right conservative talker Charlie Kirk. Pretty much everybody in attendance want to see the list. Charlie Kirk has to try and he has to try and respect his followers and his income, because he can't say, "No, you guys are lying. There's no list. There's no list." Now you see Megyn Kelly, somebody who truly is a pain in my side. She's saying that there is blame the Democrats, blame this, blame that, but also Pam Bondi needs to be basically let go because she's at fault. Yeah, blame Pam Bondi. Everybody in that administration is taking orders from one person and one person only. So again, it's humorous to me that everybody continues to play the blame game. It's hilarious. In addition to that, y'all, what else do we have lined up for you? Imagine getting caught. Imagine having an affair and you get caught by a internationally known award-winning rock band, and it's getting blasted on social media, and you're trying to hide an affair. Whew. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it here and so much more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule for tuning into yet another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, your homie, coming to you on this wonderful evening. Do me a favor, if you happen to be watching us right now on YouTube, please like, subscribe, share, we want to continue to build up our subscribers, our our viewers as well. And so please do so. Subscribe, like all the above. I truly appreciate it. You can stream us on our YouTube channel, the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also stream us on Goatverse TV. Please download the app if you haven't done so yet. Download the app. It is free, available in the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. Again, that is Goatverse TV. You can stream the Arrington Gavin Show on that amazing platform. You can also listen to us we're available wherever you listen to your podcasts, whether that's iHeart, Odyssey, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcasts. We're available on all major podcast platforms. In addition to that, you can listen to us on the radio airwaves. Shout out to our listeners in the New Orleans area by way of WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. You can tune into the program Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Time. In addition to that, you can head over to the Metro Atlanta area if you haven't been in that neck of the woods. You can tune in to us by way of WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, weeknights, to the Arrington Gavin Show. So multiple ways you can tune into the show. Just continue to support. Follow us on our social media platforms. We're available on Instagram, Blue Sky, X, as well as Substack. So follow us on our social media platforms. You can also visit our website, www.theagshow.com. That is www.theagshow.com. You can catch up on our most recent shows. You can also shoot me an email by visiting our website. So please do so. I truly appreciate that. Now let's get it going with our Black Excellence Report. Now this came about on my feed, and I'm like, oh, we have got to shine a light on this young lady here. Let me go ahead and play this sound. First of all, let me get you thinking here. Picture this, my friends. Picture this. Imagine you're going to a restaurant, fast food chain, anywhere, right? And it's a long line, but one person working in the entire establishment. Think about that. One person working in that entire establishment. Yeah, I can't imagine either. I cannot imagine it either. So here we are gonna let me go ahead and play this soundbite here. This young lady, and I'm trying to see exactly. This was in South Carolina, working at a local fast food place. She was the only one working. Let's go ahead and let me go ahead and play you this soundbite real quick.
Who says she's doing everything she can to keep going, even when it means doing it all by herself.
I be missing out on my kids' life, and I work a lot, so I be having to provide for them, and I really don't be having time to spend with them, and it hurts me a lot.
Nakia Hamilton is a single mother of 3 here in Columbia. She works 12 hours plus to provide for her children, even if that means doing it all by herself at this Burger King on Broad River Road.
One of my employees just quit on me, and they ain't had nobody else to come in, so I had to work by myself, to close by myself, had to do the dishes, do prep, do the floor, do front counter, drive through. There ain't no shutting down drive through and let people come in because it's too much trying to run and take orders, then got to run back. So
y'all need to get her some help up in here because she busted her behind. She's doing everything she needs to do to make sure everybody is okay up in here.
In this TikTok video, you can see Hamilton working by herself, and thousands of people on social media had questions.
And then last night I closed again by myself last night. I finally got help today. And she been here since 11 o'clock. She about to close with us at 11. So we just ain't got no employees. Nobody want to work no more.
Still, even after what happened here that day, Hamilton says she's doing it all for her children and thanks her manager for giving her the job.
I wouldn't have no job because I do have a record. And it's hard to find a job with a record. And by grace of God, she gave me a job. So that's the only reason why I stayed for her.
That's Clara Faith reporting. Now, we reached out to Burger King to get some clarification about what happened here. A spokesperson did respond to us, sent us a statement. Here's what it says, quote, "At Burger King, it's our policy that all company and franchise-owned restaurants require more than one team member to be working per shift." They go on to say, "We are working with the franchisee of this location to understand what happened and take any necessary action."
So I'm going to tell y'all right now, that franchisee is about to, pretty much get fired. Even though their ownership, they're going to have to prevent, they're going to have to take that building from that owner, because how careless, how you talking about, like, that's the stuff from that's slave labor. Okay, what kind of owner says, "Oh, I could care less as long as it's open and y'all making me money, that's all that matters"? Come on now. And this young lady wasn't even, for one, where was the manager? Because this wasn't even, not even the manager. So one, where's the manager? Two, who's the owner? Because they should be prohibited from even owning any franchise if they just allows, this is how they do business. Young ladies basically worked the whole entire facility by herself 2 days in a row. Because she said, "Look, I got to do the same thing tomorrow, but luckily I have help today." Even if you have two people, that's ridiculous. Do you know how many folks, especially, I believe it was a Burger King. So Burger King is a national known fast food chain. Everybody wants to go. Everybody, imagine the drive-through, the in-person, and she's doing it all by herself. She's lucky she didn't lose her mind. Now, the big question is, shame on that person who ran out and quit. But again, we don't know the situation. We don't know, was there some confrontation happening that caused that person to leave and quit? We don't know. But at the end of the day, y'all, the moral of the story is one person working the whole entire restaurant by herself. So that's why I'm giving her the Black Excellence Report, because she's just showing, again, a mother of three, single mom of three, working hard, tooth and nails. She even said, "Look, I have a record. It's hard to get a job out here, so I'm very grateful." She shouts out her manager for giving the opportunity of giving her that position, which really, that right there, Joe, proved to me that you should be manager. Okay, hello, you're the only one working here, so you should definitely become the manager. Hell, they should give you a share and give you ownership. If in all honesty. I have never all my life, I've gone, look, I try to stay away from fast food because the way my waistline looking, your boy trying to look good in a suit, you know what I'm saying? But I have never been to any restaurant, any fast food chain where it's just one person working there. Never. Not even a local, convenience store will have just one person working the whole. No. So again, I commend this lady from South Carolina, all the way in South Carolina, for continuing to work hard, not complain. I mean, really, she didn't say a word. If it wasn't for, again, TikTok, if it wasn't for social media, if it wasn't for the power of the cell phones, right? You never know who's watching. The eye in the sky don't lie. That's a saying my dad had told me, was really using it for sports. The eye in the sky don't lie. But in this case, someone saw and someone said, "No, we have got to showcase this individual." So shout out to her. Black mothers out there continuing to do it all. They are continuing out there to do it all. Look, my friends, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to head back with some more headlines here on the Arrington Gavin Show. So please do not go anywhere. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up. Yeah, this that new Goldverse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of the app he said?
Introducing Goatverse TV.
Goldverse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. Listen, so I don't know if y'all heard, but recently there was the group Coldplay. I don't know if y'all have heard. Well, actually, no, that's I'm reading my going out of order here, moving ahead. No, I want to talk about MAGA right now. I'll go back to Coldplay. Let me go to MAGA here. So MAGA land is not having the victory celebration that they thought they were. Now, yes, as of right now, hey, MAGA's in the White House. MAGA has a lot of high leadership roles. But when I tell you about the support system for MAGA, ooh-wee, they are going like it's funny. First you lose your relationship between, you lose your relationship from one of probably actually the wealthiest person in the world, right? That's a huge loss for them. And they're still going back and forth on social media, like a bunch of little kids. Then you start to see a lot of previous diehard, supporters, Trump supporters, those with massive platforms, not having kind words to say about their current sitting president, right? And I don't have to go down the list. There's been so many. I can't even count on, with fingers. I lose count on how many folks are just totally irritated with how this administration and just the everything what's occurring, right? They've even said, hey, look, you lied to us. This is not what I voted for. That's not what I voted for. Which asked me if I feel sorry for them. No, because they knew exactly what they were voting for. All right, stop playing like you're just so shocked and so lied to, and this and that. Please cry me a river. The tiniest violin. I'm really harping the tiniest violin here. Recently, in the beginning oh, when Trump was running for office, it was all about Epstein, the Epstein files. I can't wait till you had Dan Bongino, you had Kash Patel, you had the far right going berserk, like, oh, there's an Epstein list, and when we get it, we're gonna take the left down and yada 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 yada. You're like, okay. So you have someone that says, hey, look, let's see the list. There's a list. Let's see it. And then all of a sudden, hush, silence. We all saw the Fox sit down interview with I think Maria, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, so I'm not going to try to embarrass myself. But she sat down with Kash Patel and Dan Bongino. Dan Bongino, I believe, is deputy FBI director. You had then the FBI director. Then you had Kash Patel, who is the FBI director and director of the FBI. So they both have said, yes, Epstein died by suicide, because they were also, spreading out the conspiracy theory that, oh, you sure it was, he took his own life, you sure? That was them. That was the right. See, here's the thing people need to realize. The right, the far right, they're full of conspiracy theorists, making up lies, really kind of sounding a bit, in the head, okay? Now, they got egg on their face because they're like fools, because you know what? They got some information that they're saying it's nothing to be said. Boom, it's wiped away, right? Wiped away. You have reporters asking the president. The president's like, are we still talking about? I'm not really too good at my voice today. I have a little somewhere on my throat. Are we still talking about Epstein files? Are you talking about the Epstein files? Really? Wow. It's funny because I'm like, dude, you're the one that brought it up. Like, we can't take win for losing. You're the one that brought it up. So now, okay, don't talk about that. And now he's starting to say it's a hoax. Oh my gosh. Now he's going with the hoax. But you know what's funny? This is the one thing that's actually bringing Democrats and Republicans together. Both of them are coming along. Matter of fact, let me stop talking. Let me play you a soundbite real quick. Let me go ahead and play you the soundbite.
Look here, Epstein case, amount of info release. The winner here, 50% dissatisfied. Doesn't matter, 29%, not heard enough, 17%. But look at the bottom of your screen. The percentage that are satisfied is just 3%. That's 1, that's 2, that is just 3%. I feel like the count on Sesame Street, just 3% of Americans are satisfied so far with the amount of information released. The clear winner in this particular case is 50%, half of the public is dissatisfied, at least so far.
Okay, so that right there was a poll from CNN. And look, set aside how you think about CNN, that's a true fact. Why? Because there are so many individuals that is in support of wanting to find out, hey, let's talk about these files, please. Can we? So right here, I'm reading this from the Guardian. Says here that Trump supporters burn MAGA hats after he dismisses Epstein files Furrow as a hoax. Ooh, not burning the merch. All that merch. Well, they got a long time because he got bobbleheads, he got t-shirts, he got cell phones now, he got the hats. What else he got? He got gold cards. I mean, that's a lot of, if it's just a hat, I mean, you got a long time coming. He got other stuff that, if you want to list some stuff, go. I mean, there's so much other stuff. But anyway, it says here that Donald Trump's effort to dismiss the criticism over the administration's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files as a hoax showed no sign of working recently, as more prominent figures from across the political spectrum emerged to attack the U.S. president, and some of his supporters recorded videos burning their signature Make America Great Again hats. Oh my goodness. Days after the Republican Speaker of the House The Trump loyalist Mike Johnson called for the release of all documents related to the late financier, a convicted sex offender and longtime former friend of Trump's. This is, again, an article I'm reading from The Guardian. Rebellion continued to simmer within the president's normally diehard base. Now, Trump's former vice president, Mike Pence, recently told CBS News that I think the time has come for the administration to release all of the files regarding Jeffrey Epstein's investigation and prosecution. While conspiracy theorists like Laura Loomer, a frequent close advisor to Trump, called for the appointment of a special counsel to handle the Epstein files investigation. Quote here says, obviously, this is not complete hoax given the fact that Epstein's associate Giselle Maxwell is currently serving 20 years, in prison in Florida for her crimes and activities with Jeffrey Epstein, who we know is a convicted sexual predator, she said. The podcast host Theo Vaughn, who attended Trump's inauguration, told Fox News it was inspiring. Commented, yeah, that changed on a video of the vice president, J.D. Vance, appearing on Vaughn's show in 2024 and calling for the full Epstein list to be released. I mean, just what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Even some of Trump's most loyal allies in Congress say they are not satisfied by his decision to not release additional files in the Epstein case. Now, let me go ahead and find Marjorie Taylor Greene, someone that I rarely share here on the show. Let me go ahead and see. Here we go. Let me go ahead and play this sound bite.
We know nothing about the people that hung out with Jeffrey Epstein.
How big of a blowback is there right now in MAGA world specifically?
It's pretty big, I have to be honest. It's just a red line that it crosses for many people. Jeffrey Epstein is literally the most well-known convicted pedophile in modern day history. This is something that's been talked about by many people serving in the administration, myself and many others on the right and the left, of there needing to be transparency of the rich and powerful elites that were in his circle while he was just one of the worst serial abusers of young women. It has been a very serious situation for the administration, and many people are speaking out online. You've seen it. You saw it at Turning Point Student Action Summit this weekend. And a lot of people in MAGA, they really want to know more information about the people that were involved with Jeffrey Epstein. And is there a blackmail list?
We know nothing about the.
So boom. That was Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. That was Florida, Lord have mercy. Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. So in addition to her, you have Senator Josh Hawley, who questioned the Justice Department claims about the files, saying, I think it is maybe a little difficult to believe that the idea that DOJ and the FBI don't have any idea whose Epstein clients were, and called for Maxwell to testify. Woo! Like I said, it's getting juicy. In a rare moment of friction between Trump and Johnson. Meanwhile, the House Speaker broke with the president recently, calling for the Justice Department to make more Epstein documents public and urging Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, to come out forward and explain the situation. Bondi has come under particular attack for appearing to claim earlier in the year that she had a client list on Epstein's, then declaring that there's no such a list that existed. Now, she had said that when I said that there was a list on my desk, I was explaining that there was information on the case, not an actual list. There's documents that I was going to be reading something on my desk, and folks took it out of proportion. Blase. Hey, spoken as a true attorney trying to cover up something, and then your biggest client is, 45 and 47. And see, here's the thing here. the reason why MAGA's having this meltdown is because to them, they've seen, like, I've been lied to all this time. Look, it is a cult following. Let's be honest. It is a legit cult following in MAGA. You have folks that, yeah, they voted for him, said I'll support. But then you have those that really that believe that they think the man can walk on water. Literally. There's folks out there that exist in our world. I pray for those. I pray for those folks. I surely do. Let's see. You have another Republican Ralph Norman of South Carolina voted in favor. Who else? Lauren Boebert, I believe she's out of Colorado. I mentioned Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, there's another clip that I want to share with you all. Let's see here. So this is again another clip from Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene out of Georgia, sharing more of her frustrations on why that there is no information being provided or spoken about this Epstein list.
I gotta correct something real quick.
Please.
So it's being reported that House Republicans unanimously voted to block the release of the Epstein files. And I want to straighten out the record right now. That is not true. If I could vote, okay. If I could vote to release the Epstein files, guys, you would have my vote. I would vote yes. Here's what just happened. It was a procedural vote, and we have these all the time. It's called a PQ. It's voting on the previous question. And if the Democrats had won the previous question, which I know sounds insane, it's one of these crazy rules in the House that are hard to understand. That means they would control the House floor. And that means they could bring up anything. They could bring up impeachment articles against President Trump. They could bring up a whole package of insane Democrat agenda items and force votes on the House floor on these things. That's what we voted against. We never allowed Democrats to have control of the House floor because we control the House floor.
Yes.
So it's a misunderstanding. And I just wanted to straighten that out. I got to correct something.
So that was her again correcting, because if y'all haven't heard, there was an article saying that the Republicans had blocked vote opening for the look at the Epstein file. So she right there said no, there was no block. So just want to nip that out the bud. We have another Congresswoman. I'm looking at my time here. Congresswoman Lauren Boebert recently said she wants this person to lead a special counsel investigation into the Epstein files. Guess who she wants to, you won't believe this, y'all. You will not believe this. I can't make this stuff up. Matt Gaetz, former Florida congressman, the one that really was a fall from grace kind of congressman. I mean, he was a disgraced congressman. He was a disgrace. Just like I'll put him in the same boat as George Santos out of New York. At the time, Matt Gaetz was facing some serious allegations. Y'all can look it up. I'm not going to share it here on the program, but it was some serious allegations. He was appointed, or he was nominated for Attorney General. And he literally, it was so bad, again, with these allegations, he opted out of the race for Attorney General, or took his name up basically off that list. Then he ended up leaving leaving Congress. He said, yeah, I'm deuces. I'm out. Now he's hosting, he has a weeknight show on some far right network where everybody and their grandmother watches. I won't say everybody, but basically just their grandma. No ratings whatsoever. I'm pretty sure my show's doing a lot better than his. Not trying to brag or nothing. You see the hardware, but yeah, she wants Matt Gaetz to lead this council, and that is reading this from the Independent. Lauren Boebert, I don't. Yeah, once failed Attorney General nominee Matt Gaetz to lead a special counsel investigation into the Epstein files. Colorado Republicans suggested that the former congressman was appropriate figure to deliver the truth surrounding Jeffrey Epstein's death, now including his client list. Now, which MAGA has been up in arms about after the Department of Justice and the FBI said they found no credible evidence that exists. Now, I'm not going to backtrack on explain who Epstein is. Let me kind of skip over here. Bobart had said on the Benny show, this show is a conservative platform hosted by conservative talker Benny Johnson, who he was just speaking with Margie Taylor Greene on the last clip I shared with you. She said there has to be a special investigation into this if we aren't going to be provide information. I want answers, and maybe that takes a special counsel to do so. Maybe Matt Gaetz can lead the special counsel. Again, just to kind of backtrack, says here in the article, Gaetz was President Trump's first pick for Attorney General, but his nomination was derailed over allegations that he paid for sex, including with a 17-year-old girl. Of course, he denies any wrongdoing, withdrew from the nomination in mid-November of last year after the uproar, but a bombshell House Ethics Committee report published in December detailed his alleged sexual misconduct and illicit drug use while he was in Congress. All right. Now, the committee determined there was substantial evidence that Gaetz violated House rules and other standards of conduct prohibiting prostitution, statutory rape, illicit drug use. Let's see here. Impermissible, give special favors or privileges, and obstruction of Congress. Now, again, Gaetz has denied all of that. These are all allegations being brought from I'm quoting this article here. After appearing on the podcast, Bobart asked Gaetz directly if he would consider her suggestion. There was also a suggestion that Gaetz possibly could run for governor of Florida. Now, since then, I haven't seen him really entering into the world of politics anymore. He's enjoying the show business life with a late night talk show on on a conservative, a far right leaning network. He's loving it. He's loving the spray tan and the lights, camera action. He loves that, right? So again, I just think I think MAGA is in desperate needs. When you want Matt Gaetz to lead your counsel to find some evidence here, it's just one big joke at this point. One big joke. All right. So my thing is, y'all, here's my thing. They are now pushing this narrative because see the right, the Trump administration, it's hard. They can't avoid it now. They can't avoid it. It hasn't even been a year yet. They are not going to be able to avoid the questions about this Epstein list. They're not. Something's going to have to go down. I don't know what's going to happen, but they can continue to skip over and avoid. Folks probably going to get fired. You just don't know. You really just don't know in this case. But this is serious. When I tell you this is serious, this is highly serious. You already got your press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, bobbing and weaving questions from the press. She's, of course, her job is to represent and be the mouthpiece of the president. So she's going to repeat everything she says. So that's a waste, right? Everything is a waste at this point. Now, you have some folks like Stephen A. Smith is saying, "Hey, look, we got so much stuff happening in our world. Really, can we skip over this? Can we avoid it?" But he knows, and he's not saying that in defense of Trump, because obviously he wants to know about the list too. Everybody does. Who doesn't? But it's not looking good for MAGA. That's all I can say. And see, now when you have folks like, I already said, Candace Owens is already going after Trump left and right. But now you got Nick Fuentes. Woo, He's a piece of work. He's as far right as far right can get. One of the most insulting, disgusting individual that ever spoke behind a mic. Seriously. He is somebody who I do not recommend to ever support. I'm pretty sure he's not well liked by conservative listeners because he's a piece of work, but he was a strong supporter of Trump. He has a base that has helped get votes for Donald Trump, and now he's basically saying "F you" to Trump. Like, he said it. He literally said it. There's a clip. I will show it to you, but I can't, air it here on air. But I'll share it on our social media. So it's interesting, my friends. It is very interesting. We will continue to talk more about this. We will continue to talk more about this here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Let me go ahead and digress from this story, and I want to share moving on to another incident that occurred you just heard a little bit of it. So recently on News Nation, Bill O'Reilly was the top host, one of the top faces of Fox News, hosted the O'Reilly Factor for so many years. Number one show on the network. Allegations that happened, they end up letting him go, and he eventually started his own platform. I believe it's called like No Spin News. He's on other, conservative channels, but he is a regular on News Nation. He appears a lot on Chris Cuomo's program called Cuomo. He also appears on Leland Vitterd's primetime show. He appears on so many other programs on News Nation, does a lot of projects with them. Bill O'Reilly is a guy that considers himself an independent but right-leaning. Obviously, he's a mutual friendship with President Donald Trump. He talks from a right-leaning independent, but he covers up a lot of Trump, in my opinion. Now, recently, he thought he had it in the bag by calling out the Biden administration. Why do we still consider, why do we even talk a lot about the Biden administration? He's no longer president anymore, but hey, they still do so. So check this out. Bill O'Reilly gets corrected on national TV, and it's kind of sad because Bill O'Reilly, hey, he ain't getting any younger, right? But he has, he's a prominent figure where, hey, folks that don't agree with him most of the time, like myself, I still enjoy his commentary. So let me go ahead and share you this clip right here, and we'll talk on the other side.
How do you convict a guy who's dead?
Was convicted I believe, under Merrick Garland's Justice Department. That could be. Am I wrong on that? I don't think so. And he was incarcerated, and then he committed suicide. Okay, the suicide thing is bull. Bill,
I think this is important. Bill, I think this is important. He was arrested in 2019, and he committed suicide in 2019. He died August 10th of 2019. So the Biden administration was not involved in a conviction or a trial of him. They were of Ghislaine Maxwell.
Okay. And that's a good point of clarification. But he was arrested and indicted under Merrick Garland.
No, under Trump.
Who had all of the information.
Epstein was arrested, indicted, and committed suicide under Trump. In 2019, Trump was president. Merrick Garland was not the attorney general.
Okay.
How is he convicted? How do you convict a guy who's dead?
Was convicted.
That man, look. Bro, man, you can tell Bill O'Reilly's face expression. He was so pissed. He was like, okay. Because he's somebody, you can never correct Bill O'Reilly. Ooh, I will say, I'm not a fan of the whole back and forth kind of debate that goes on TV, but I will tune in, if it's a respectable one, right? So he always will go head to head with Chris Cuomo. And look, Bill O'Reilly is somebody that he's been known to be very controversial, but he can be he can still be respected by opposing people with opposing views, in a sense. So it was sad. It's sad to see somebody, well, not really sad to see somebody get corrected, but I guess it looked like someone's grandpa up there, like, just like, oh no, like Bill O'Reilly was always sharp. He was always a sharp guy. Now, look, that's not the first. Well, the first for him recently, Bill O'Reilly confuses Congresswoman Ro Khanna out of California, with Mo Rocca while acting congressman over Epstein's legislations. Now, this is reported by Mediaite.com. The former Fox News host, Bill O'Reilly, confused Representative Ro Khanna with CBS News correspondent Mo Rocca recently during a rant against Khanna's legislation to try and force the release of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein. And I quote, it says here, for 4 years, Merrick Garland had these files or whatever they are. Maybe they're not files. Oh, maybe they're not files. Maybe they're just loose leaf sheets of paper. I don't know what they are. Ranted O'Reilly during his appearance on Chris Cuomo's show on News Nation. Another quote says here, he had them for 4 years. Our pal Mo Rocca, who I like, California congressman, Democrat, said no one word. 4 years, yet no, now he's introducing a bill to force President Trump's to release everything. No reaction, nothing, which is insane. Now, Chris Cuomo corrected saying Ro Khanna, and he explained. Now, look, that's a simple mistake, right? Everybody makes mistakes. It's hard doing what we're doing when it comes to talking for hours and hours. It's hard to continuing to make sure we have all of our pieces in the same bag. So I make mistakes constantly. So I'm not picking on him for that. But here's the thing. I'm not a journalist. I'm a conversationalist. Bill O'Reilly is. Bill O'Reilly continues to have this macho, I know everything kind of attitude and mentality. This is why he's receiving all the smoke, especially when you're trying to defend someone who is constantly in the wrong in Donald Trump, and you're on national TV making these bonehead mistakes, and look, you got caught. So that's when I will give. I'm not crazy about Leland Villard all the time, but I give him props because he's, now that he got a new primetime spot, he's trying to be a little more on the balance because the show's called On Balance. So he's trying to be a lot more balanced than he previously was when he was on a different time slot on the network. But News Nation is a network that has, that provides opportunities. When I say opportunities, Bill O'Reilly is not the oldest contributor on the network. You have journalists, Pulitzer Prize winner George Will, who is 84 years old. Okay, you have let's see, you have what's my guy's name? Geraldo Rivera. Geraldo is 82. He's a contributor on News Nation. And then you have Bill O'Reilly, and Bill O'Reilly is, I believe, 75. So not that old. But look, it's sad when you see these folks that have been at the top here having these moments. That's like, I mean, you never thought you'd see it. And look, I've seen George Geraldo Rivera kind of, when he explains stuff, he's about but hey, he's at that age, right? So I guess my question for you all is, we talk a lot about term limits in Congress, right? When it comes to voting and this and that. Should there be term limits in media? Should there be term limits in media? I personally will say no, because conversation, it's a conversation. If you happen to have good experience, but from that, then I don't think there should really be a term limit. Now it depends on what they're discussing, and people should always take journalists or contributors' opinions with a grain of salt. It's up to viewers to accept, certain information. I think the big thing when it comes to, Congress and House and all that stuff with term limits is these folks are voting and working on bills that affects our lives. So that's why it's a much serious role here. So I that's been going around social media. So I wanted to share it with here on the Arrington Gavin show with you all. Look, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we have our last headline that it's been going viral, and and really not for the right reason, not for the good reason. So don't go anywhere, my friends. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Jazera Learning Institute, LLC, is a hybrid learning center that strives to educate adults and children in all fields. During the day, we offer programs that are focused on developing students from pre-K to 12th grade, which includes tutoring, homeschool co-op, an after-school program, SAT, ACT prep, and many more engaging academic programs. Our adult education programs include workforce trainings, GED prep, life coaching, various seminars, and many more. Our vision is to train and educate in a positive way that will lead to a positive change in the world, one person at a time. For more information, visit us online at JazeranLearningInstitute.com or call us at 757-208-7407.
People age 65 and older are at high risk of injury, especially from falls and car crashes. But older adults can take steps to stay safe from injury and be independent longer. Tell your doctor if you have fallen, if you worry about falling, or if you feel unsteady when standing or walking. Learn more about preventing falls and aging without injury at cdc.gov/stillgoingstrong.
All right, my friends, welcome back. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin show. Okay, so check this out. Imagine you are, well, I can't even tell you to imagine because most people don't really imagine that scenario, but check this out. So recently, there was a viral clip on social media showing at a Coldplay concert where he was doing some form of like a almost like a kiss cam, and what he did was, show everybody in the crowd, then boom, you move it to a couple there, and it looked like they were lovey-dovey and stuff, but then they immediately like and then they avoid the camera shot. Like, I mean, the man goes in hiding like if he was in war, and then the young lady who he was originally hugged up on turns her, she covers her face, turns her back. Boy, when I tell you how juicy this was getting, let me see here. So I am not going to share any names. I'm not going to share any names, but I will just say this. Let me see if I can even find I think no, I don't want this one. I'm trying to find, where was the information that I had? Well, anyway, let me go ahead and share you this. I know I'm pressing with time here. Let me go ahead and share you this clip first. And for those who are listening, I explain it after it's played. So hold tight.
Oh, look at these people. Either they're living in fear or they're just very shy.
And that right there was I believe, what's his name? Is it Chris Martin, lead singer of Coldplay, multi-award winning group? And the couple seen hugged up, right? They are hugged up. Hold on. They are hugged up, and once that camera shown, because that kiss cam kind of thing, everybody in a mama could see, right? And so even Chris Martin made just you're not having an affair or anything up there. Sure enough, yeah, they were. And guess what? They were very prominent folks. Now, I'm not going to share who they were. I'll just say this. I mean, you can look it up because it's, it's public information now. But the internet, once again, is undefeated. Why? Because they are so quick to find out who these folks were. Turns out that this gentleman was a founder and CEO of a, very successful company. And the young lady that he was hugged up was head of his HR department, newly hired head of his HR department. He's married. I believe she was, or if she was not, she was aware. I mean, it's juicy, y'all. Now, I rarely talk about, relationship stuff here on this program because who is perfect, right? But this was just it was more humorous because it was on national TV. It was on, it went viral. It went viral on social media. I'm not gonna say it was on national TV, but it went viral on social media. The sad thing is how people are so quick to find out who this person is and any other. It's a bit too much, right? Like, y'all stay out of people's business, but Bible says you reap what you sow. All right. And you can't hide a lie for long. And that right there was it was just funny because like the expression, she's like, oh, she turned around and that joke, first of all, she turned her back around. He hid and just, you didn't hear from him again. Like that joke left, like escaped like freaking El Chapo. He just like, ooh. And he never showed his face again. I mean, dude, first of all, you're that bold to go to a concert in public. I mean, it's just see, first of all, you can't any big ball stack because he got some good. See, I think it was in like box seats, so it's just like, good gracious, man. But lesson learned. What is the lesson? Lesson learned is don't cheat. Okay, don't cheat. You made a covenant. You made an oath under God. What does it say? To love and cherish, for richer and for poor, death do us part. You made a covenant. You made a commitment, sir. So, look, again, I'm not here to dog on men who cheats or women who cheats, but at the end of the day, y'all, you gotta do better. You have to do better. I don't know the more of this man's story. I don't know if he has a family. Like I said, there is reports that he is a committed man with a ring. Okay, with a ring, and this is an employee of his company. So it's just it's not gonna look on both sides, y'all. But look, my friends, it looks like that's my time here. Continue to tune to the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights, available on all digital streaming platforms as well as on the radio airwaves. Peace and blessings. Y'all stay informed. Stay safe out there. I'll talk to y'all on the next time here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.